Hey guys, so it's been like a pretty cool week. I finally got my lucky bag in last week, and I was just so excited because I was like, this is the first lucky bag that I actually got. So I was like, yes, let's see what's inside. So it's pretty much like one of the funniest videos I probably made in some time because I was not expecting what was actually inside the bag, but I've never got one before, so it was just like cool to actually do the whole lucky bag thing. I'm not really too much used to that in America. I feel like the only thing that we have in America is pretty much Black Friday, you know, like Christmas holiday sales, which I feel like that could be a little better because you get TVs and stuff for like half off and stuff, because I got a lot of stuff during Black Friday. I mean, it is that whole like being up like throughout the whole night and like lining up and stuff. I guess that could be a little daunting or whatever, but besides that, like, I don't know, I feel like our sales are pretty like amazing and you know what you're getting. But with lucky bags, you don't know what you're getting at all. And the Pokemon one is pretty cool because toy wise, you do know that it's gonna probably be a bunch of like teddy bears, you know, or Nui-Guramis, like pretty much teddy bears, and like maybe like some like Pesmo like pass card holders, or you know, something along that line, some bags, maybe like some kind of like set like towel or something like that, depending on what kind of thing they're going for at the time. So those are pretty cool. So you know kind of what you're gonna get, so you're expecting that, you know, and then 4,000 yen is not that bad. So you're like, okay, I'm sure it's gonna be more than that, so we'll be good. But like, you know, the whole clothes thing, that's like iffy, because it's just like, am I gonna get the clothes that I want, or am I gonna get a bunch of stuff that I just don't even need, you know? But I'm actually going to try the clothes, I think, next year. I am really debating this because I saw Charlotte's videos and I was just like, like, I want to assume that they probably don't have as much boy clothes lucky bags as they do probably like girl stuff, because I feel like majority of advertisers and stuff like that, they generally market towards girls because girls buy like a lot of stuff like makeup and, you know, all different kinds of clothes, when a guy could just throw on some jeans and he's good for like the day. So I'm sure there's probably not that many lucky bags for guys, but I'm actually gonna go searching next year and see what I can find. And also another Pokemon lucky bag, because this one was amazing. I am hoping that they kind of change the design a little bit of the bag, because I noticed that it was the same design as it was the previous year. Granted, I guess not that many new Pokemon came out in like that year compared to like, you know, Pokemon Go releasing like so and so and so and so and so just to keep everybody playing Pokemon Go. But like the bag itself, you know, I was like, it's kind of like the same bag from last year. But maybe they just had like so many bags from like last year that they were like, let's use them again. But it was my first bag, so it doesn't bother me too much, but I do hope that they have like a new design next year, because that'd be pretty cool. But even if they don't, I'm gonna get one. I hope I get like some stuff that are different from what I got this time around, but I would be excited with pretty much everything. And I'm hoping for a lot of blue stuff. I was fairly lucky with all the blue stuff I got, even though I did get the girl Pikachu tail. I'll still use it. I'm gonna use it. But you know, I guess that's the only thing that I didn't get that was, I guess, made for me pretty much. But you know, whatever, it's a tell. I'm gonna use it someday. maybe for Halloween or something, or maybe just to walk around, we'll see. But I was very excited about that and all the different blue stuff. And then the Alolan Raichu, my god, that was like the best Raichu ever. I mean, he's probably like my favorite Alolan. He just looks like cool but cute but strong, like everything. I need him in my life, so I'm excited that they actually gave that to, it seems like, everybody. So I was actually excited that I got one too, so I'm like, yes, I'm gonna have to pile them all up on my bed behind, so for future videos you'll see them like lined up. It's put away right now. Besides that, I also met my obasan. Just such an amazing lady. Now what happened was, I was supposed to originally just go just to get some rice, but when I rolled up to her house, like actually the same lady that was there when I went for New Year's, she was there again, and it seems like she goes pretty much like often to see her, so I visit her, so that's pretty cool, you know. So she has her little friends and stuff that visit her. But she was leaving and she's like, oh, she told me like bye and stuff, and then she asked me for like my contact information because she really wants to meet me again. And she's like, oh, I want you to meet my son. And her son, I think, is in like high school. I think he's about to graduate actually, because he's doing like all them exams. And you know how it is in Japan, you just have to like be on it with like juku, so after school programs and all that for like English and all that. She's actually Chinese, but since her son is here and he's going to school, I'm sure that his Japanese is really good, because he actually went to like high school. I'm not too sure how far he went back, but I know he's in high school right now, and that's actually the best time to pretty much be in Japan, even for a foreigner, is if you like go up the ranks from like elementary, middle school, high school, then you could generally get friends compared to somebody that is like me that just came abroad, because then, you know, there's not that many like instances to meet people unless you go to school. But you know, school is still hard too. I had a lot of friends that came for school in like Keio, Waseda, and they weren't able to mingle with people as much as they hoped to, you know, so that's, you know, that's a thing too. But then elementary, middle, high school, I think is a little bit better, I want to say, because I mean, you just know each other for like such a long time, and especially if you start in elementary school, majority of those people you're with forever. But you know, just like in generally a lot of different places, it's hard to kind of meet people outside once like school is over. But I don't know, maybe it just also depends on you too, because like I've never really had too much of a problem meeting people in America. I feel like I always met people just one way or another. Every job I went to, everybody just kind of just came, compared to me trying to force myself to try to be different when I came here, because I'm not that open to just go out and just like find people. But I had to here because they were like, nobody's gonna come to you. But you know, that's what led to pretty much a lot of the depression anyways, because it's just like, damn, I went out of my way to try, which is something I'm not used to, and then it just like was not working. So I was like, oh, I gotta stop that. So this year, none of that. But I'm sure that he's pretty much doing good, and she really wants me to meet him. So I'm excited, because I'm just like, oh, I want to see like what he's like, you know. But she was there, and then my obasan, she was standing at the door and she was trying to give her stuff or whatever, and then I'm like, this seems like she's wanting me to stay for some time. Like, you could just like read it like if what was going on. I was like, I thought I was just getting rice, but I think she's gonna like keep me here for some time. And yeah, she was trying to tell the lady bye, and we exchanged information. I was like, okay. And then all I see is just her close the door, and then she like locks it, and then she has this thing that she puts behind her door where she locks it for some time. You know, it's like a security thing. We've done that too back home, where you just put something like on the rail, because she has a sliding door, but you put it on the rail, so even if somebody tried to break in, it'll like get stuck. So like she had that there, and I was just like, oh god, I'm gonna be here for some time, I just know it. And I was like, oh, I gotta do my hair today. I really need to do my hair, because school's starting tomorrow. I feel like it just ended so quickly. Like, we had 2 weeks off. I'm not in school, but I'm in school. But it's just so crazy, because I'm just like, man, like those 2 weeks went by quick. You know, just like when I was back in school, like, you got you're waiting for them 3 weeks off. You're like, yes, I'm about to get them 3 weeks off. And then like in 2 seconds, you're like back in school. You're like, what happened? Like, did I actually get a break? And that's how I feel now. I was excited about my 2 weeks off, and now it's gone. And I start back tomorrow. Oh no. But, you know, I was like, okay, she's about to lock me in here. It's about to be some time. So she never really gave me the rice, but she told me like, oh, I heard you like eggs. And I was like, I love eggs. I eat eggs every morning. She's like, oh, I got you some eggs too. So, you know, she just came out with some eggs, and I was like, yes, I'm about to eat them eggs, because I just bought some though. But I was like, whatever, you know, like just load them up. I'm gonna get them. So she gave me some eggs, and she started wrapping them up, and she wrapped them up so nice in like some paper, and she had cartons. I don't know where she got the cartons from, unless they're recycled, maybe, because she likes to recycle a lot of things. So I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So I was like, I'll take the eggs too, you know, eggs and rice. I was like, okay, they're my favorite things, you know. So I was just like, okay. And then she just started bringing out albums, and I was like, okay, so we about to do this. I was like, okay. I knew I was going to be here for some time after she closed the door. So I was like, okay, whatever. So she started bringing out all these albums. And my boss, she really likes China. I want to say it. So like all different places in China, like Shanghai and so forth, she goes through like quite frequently. And she has a lot of like friends in like that area, so she's just like always there. And she just knows so many amazing people. I was actually like, wow, I can't believe she knows like all these people. And she just has so many pictures. And then they were just about like different places in like Shanghai and other different places in like China. And I was like, wow. And she's like, it's like chugokurashi. Like, it just looks Chinese. And I'm just like, my God, like, I've never been in China before. But like, I love like historical artifacts. In China keeps a lot of that stuff, you know. Compared to Japan, a lot of that stuff was wiped out. Like, I had that video of like that historic ground where pretty much all that was gone. It cleared that out real quick, and all they left is just the gate. And I'm just like, man. So like, I'm very interested in actually going to China and seeing it all for myself. But like, just living through her pictures, it's like, wow, this is amazing. You know, it's like, cool. And then she started bringing out stuff from like when she was like in elementary, middle, and high school. And I was like, oh. And then like all these pictures, and everybody has that same uniform, you know, and the same haircuts. And I'm like, ah, you know, just like the little bangs that were cut like up to here, and then little short hair that's like here. And everybody had that because nobody can have long hair. And then guys were always like cut pretty much shaved all the way down. I was just like, wow. It's like just living through her life. And, you know, it was so sad because, like, then she would say stuff like, oh, but this person died. And she's like, but that's life. And I was just like, I was like, stop saying that. And she's like, I'm going to die too. I was like, oh my God. I was like, please stop. She's like, but that's life. I'm just like, I was like, she's saying too much. She's saying too much. I was like, oh, this is going too far. But I mean, like, she is an older lady. She's in her 80s. So, I mean, I know, like, her friends are pretty much gone, but I don't know, it's just hearing it, I'm just like, stop, and then she just like, it's life, and I'm just like, I was like, stop it, but, it was just amazing that I got to live through her life for, like, a day, a few hours, you know. I'm like, I can get home and do my hair, you know. And then my other obasan called her like, girl, you gotta let him go, he gotta do his hair. And I was like, she was like, oh, okay. So she let me go. But then she was like, wait, hold on. And then she started talking to me about like saving money, because she's very like economical. She used like anything that she can to prevent her from spending money. And the only thing she spends money on is traveling. She spends it on the things that she loves. I'm like, that's pretty much me. I was like, I cook all the time. I mean, granted, I do use, like, my heater, you know, because it's super cold in my apartment. Like, it stays cold. And if I didn't use it, like, I'd probably be frozen to death. Like, I'm, like, not even kidding. Like, my apartment gets super cold. And even my next-door neighbor, she tells me, too, like, yeah. She was like, my apartment stays cold. She's like, I had to learn from you and use my heater. I was like, I have to keep mine on, like, all day because it'd be cold. And I'm just like, but I'm like, whatever. I was like, as long as it keeps me a little bit warm, because they don't even work that good because they're mainly, like, air conditioners. So they work good for the air, but the heating, not so good. But I'm like, you know, it's better than not using it at all. But like, she was like, yeah, she doesn't really use like her heater. She has like this little heater that she has on the floor, but these ones, the big ones, they like have like cost a lot more electricity than like the little small ones on the floor. But that, I felt like that thing did nothing. But she was like, yeah, it doesn't really help. But then I'm thinking like, then why even use it? But you know, she was like, yeah, but she tries to find ways to save money. And she was talking about like how certain people, like, they drink and smoke, and she was like, her kids used to do it too, and she had to tell them because, like, she was like, I taught you from a young age about saving money, and you're wasting a lot of money, like, on doing stuff like that, like smoking and drinking and stuff like that. And she was just trying to tell them, like, that's just not the way to go, because I taught you to save money, and you need to save money, you know, and it's bad for you, too. And I was just like, oh, I was like, okay. And then she was like, do you? I was like, nah, I don't touch none. I was like, no, I'm not a drinker, and I'm like, I'm not a smoker, like, I'm good. And she's like, oh, she's like, you're good at saving money. I was like, yes. Yes, I was like, any way to save money. I was like, I only use money for the things that I love, which obviously Japanese music. I really need to get out of that though. my God, if I could get out of just doing the Japanese music, I'd be like really good. But I mean, I guess it's the only thing that I really like, so I'll leave it there. It's just too expensive. My God, it's just expensive. But you know, if I could get out of that, I probably would save like a lot more money. But you know, it's one thing. It could be like a lot more, but it's only one, so I'll leave it be, kind of. Kind of. But you know, we just had like a long conversation about saving money, and she was just telling me the ways that she saves money. She's like, she doesn't really buy new clothes. She likes to recycle clothes, so she gets clothes from like the recycle store and stuff like that. And then she only uses like her money for when she wants to do something that she loves, which is traveling. And generally, she loves China, so it's always traveling to China. And I'm just like, oh, that's amazing, you know, because I like to save stuff for when I want to do like stuff that I like too. So I was like pretty much the same. So I was like, just glad I met you, you know. And she gives me rice and eggs. My God, rice and eggs. If you don't know, rice in Japan is very expensive. So I'm like, yes, free rice. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I was just so happy that she was like, I'll give you some rice. I was like, oh, yes, please, please, please. And then eggs, I was like, I eat that every morning. So, you know, it was like a wonderful day. And I love meeting up with them because they're just like so nice and that, like, down to earth. And she's just always laughing. It's still the thing where I can't really push my ideals on her because she still thinks that everything is a certain way, especially in Japan. That's a big thing. And Japanese people not being too open because they assume that something is a certain way, even though it's not. You know, that's why there's a lot of outliers where generally Japanese people don't know too much about Japan because they're not open enough to even speak to each other about the problems in Japan and so forth. So even like I said, like the old conversation about that same lady and her about the sister or the girl's like daughter being in like university, but she wasn't able to like probably learn Japanese to the best of her ability and stuff like that. Like that was, you know, a thing. But you know, it's like whatever. I'm like, I'm over it this year. I was like, I'll just leave everybody with whatever they think is right. I'm like, I'm just trying to be me. I'm trying to be happy this year. I was like, I gotta leave all that behind. So if you want to know my opinion, I was like, that's going to be a different story. So I'll tell you, you probably might not like it because I'm going to be truthful with you. But if you're not really asking or anything, I'm just going to leave that alone this year. Like, just got to be happy. And that was pretty much my week. See you guys next time. Bye.